Gentlemen, let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up feeling genuinely rested? Not just technically awake, but clear-headed, energized, and ready. Not dragging yourself to the coffee maker hoping caffeine will do what your body stopped doing on its own. If you have to think about it, that answer is enough. And here's what I want you to understand. What's quietly stealing that feeling from you every single night isn't your age, it isn't your mattress, and it definitely isn't something you have to accept. Tonight, I'm going to show you something so simple, so specific, and so backed by research that I'm genuinely surprised more men over 50 haven't been told about it. What you're about to learn could change how you feel tomorrow morning. Stay with me because this one matters. Here's the myth I hear constantly. My energy is low and my drive has faded because I'm getting older, and that's just how it goes. I understand why you believe that. Every magazine, every casual conversation with friends, every well-meaning but rushed doctor's appointment has quietly told you the same story. After 50, decline is normal, expected, and largely unstoppable. But here is what over 20 years of clinical experience and a mounting body of research has actually proven. The primary driver of low energy, diminished vitality, and fading bedroom confidence in men over 50 is not age. It is chronically disrupted sleep. And when sleep is disrupted, testosterone follows it directly off a cliff. The reality is that your body manufactures the vast majority of its testosterone during deep, specific stages of sleep. And when those stages are cut short, everything downstream suffers. Which means this isn't about accepting decline, it's about understanding a mechanism you can actually address. And that changes everything. For those of you joining me for the first time, I'm Dr. Mariana, a board-certified urologist and men's health specialist. I've spent over 20 years working directly with men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Men who walked into my clinic certain their best years were gone. Time and again, I've watched the right information, applied consistently, restore their energy, their confidence, and yes, their intimate lives in ways they genuinely didn't think were possible anymore. My approach isn't about selling you a pill or a shortcut. It's about giving your body the specific, targeted support it needs at this stage of life. And that's exactly what today is about. Before we dive in, quick favor. Hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube this conversation matters, and it helps more men find this information. Subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below telling me, where are you watching from today? I love seeing how far this community of wise, health-forward men and women reaches. Now let's get into it. Secret number 1. Your body makes testosterone while you sleep, and most men over 50 are interrupting that process without knowing it. This is the foundational truth that everything else in today's video builds on. Your testosterone doesn't just fluctuate randomly throughout the day. It follows a precise biological schedule, and that schedule is anchored to your sleep cycle. Think of it like a factory that only runs the night shift. During deep, slow-wave sleep, your brain sends the signal to your testes to produce testosterone. This signal, driven by growth hormone pulses and luteinizing hormone, fires most intensely during the first few hours of sleep. If that window is disrupted, shortened, or fragmented, the factory doesn't run. Morning comes and the shelves are empty. Studies have shown that men who sleep 5 hours or fewer per night have testosterone levels comparable to men 10 years older. Let that land. Emotionally, this matters enormously. That feeling of low drive, flat mornings, reduced confidence, and diminished bedroom reliability, the things men quietly attribute to aging, often trace directly back to a sleep testosterone loop that nobody explained to them. You are not losing your vitality because you're getting older. You may be losing it because your sleep isn't giving your body the window it needs. Practically, tonight's first step is simple. Protect your first 4 hours of sleep as if they are the most important biological event of your day, because they are. Aim for bed before 10:30 p.m. Every hour of sleep lost before midnight is disproportionately costly to your testosterone production. Set an alarm not just to wake up, but to begin winding down. This one shift alone changes the equation. And if you're wondering what's specifically interrupting that deep sleep window, the next secret is one most men never hear about. Secret number 2. Your bedroom temperature is quietly working against your hormones every night. Most men never think about this, but your body's ability to enter deep testosterone-producing sleep is directly linked to a drop in your core body temperature. It's not a small effect. It's a biological requirement. Here's the analogy. Think of your body like a high-performance engine. For it to run efficiently, it needs to cool down after a day of operation. When you sleep in a room that's too warm, typically above 68 degrees Fahrenheit, your body can't complete that cooling process. It stays in lighter, more fragmented stages of sleep. The deep cycles are shorter or skipped entirely. The hormone production factory I just described, it barely opens. For men over 50, this is amplified. As we age, our body's natural temperature regulation becomes less efficient. We don't cool as quickly or as deeply on our own, which means a bedroom that felt fine at 40 may now be quietly robbing you of the deepest, most restorative, and most hormonally productive sleep of your life. The practical fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Set your bedroom thermostat between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit before bed. If that's not possible, use a cooling mattress pad, a fan directed at the bed, or even just lighter bedding than you think you need. A cool shower 90 minutes before sleep also triggers your body's natural temperature drop. This isn't comfort advice, this is endocrine support. Your hormones will feel the difference. I want to pause here for a moment. Which of these have you already noticed in your own life? Disrupted sleep, warmer nights, waking up groggy and flat? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every one, and your experience might be exactly what another man in this community needs to hear. Secret number 3. Light exposure is resetting your hormone clock, usually in the wrong direction. You've probably heard about blue light and screens, but what most men over 50 don't realize is how dramatically light, both at night and in the morning, directly governs testosterone production through your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is essentially your body's internal 24-hour clock. Think of it as the conductor of an orchestra. When it's in sync, every instrument plays its part at the right time. Testosterone production, cortisol balance, sleep depth, energy, and libido are all instruments in that orchestra. But when artificial light at night, from phones, televisions, bright overhead lighting, reaches your eyes after sunset, it sends a signal to your brain that it's still daytime. The conductor gives the wrong cue. Melatonin release is delayed. Deep sleep is pushed back. The testosterone window shrinks. Here's what this means for your dignity and daily life. The flat, unmotivated feeling many men chalk up to just being tired is often a circadian clock running 2 to 3 hours behind where it should be. You're not broken, you're misfired. The practical fix has 2 parts. In the evening, dim your lights after 8 p.m., switch screens to night mode, and ideally stop all screen use 60 minutes before bed. In the morning, and this is the part most men skip, get 10 minutes of natural outdoor light within 30 minutes of waking. This morning light anchors your circadian rhythm and over weeks of consistency has been shown to improve sleep depth, boost morning testosterone levels, and sharpen mental clarity. 10 minutes, outside, first thing, that's it. Secret number 4. Alcohol is doing something to your testosterone that no one warned you about. I know this one lands differently. For many men over 50, a glass of wine or a couple of beers in the evening is one of life's genuine pleasures. I'm not here to take that away. I'm here to make sure you know what's actually happening, so you can make the choice that's right for you. Alcohol, even in moderate amounts, is a direct suppressor of testosterone. Here's the mechanism. Your liver processes alcohol as a priority. It's essentially a toxin that the body wants to clear. While it's doing that, it produces byproducts that interfere with testosterone synthesis. Simultaneously, alcohol disrupts the architecture of your sleep, specifically suppressing REM sleep and fragmenting the deep, slow wave phases where testosterone production peaks. Think of it like throwing static on the radio signal your brain sends to your testes at night. The message gets garbled. The hormone doesn't get made. For men already experiencing the natural decline in testosterone that comes with age, this effect isn't minor. Research suggests that regular evening drinking can reduce testosterone levels by 6 to 23%, sustained over time. Practically, I'm not prescribing abstinence, I'm prescribing awareness. Move your drinking earlier in the day. Finishing at least 3 hours before bed gives your liver time to clear the alcohol before your critical sleep window begins. Even this one adjustment, without eliminating alcohol entirely, has been shown to meaningfully improve sleep depth and morning hormone levels. Try it for 2 weeks and tell me what you notice. Secret number 5. Magnesium, the mineral missing from most men's diets that directly affects testosterone and sleep quality. This one surprises almost every man I share it with. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical processes in the human body, and 2 of the most relevant for men over 50 are testosterone regulation and sleep architecture. Yet studies consistently show that approximately 50% of Americans don't get enough from food alone. Here's the biology. Magnesium acts on the GABA receptors in the brain. Think of GABA as your nervous system's brake pedal. Magnesium helps your brain push that pedal down at night, allowing you to enter and sustain deep, slow-wave sleep. It also binds to a protein called SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, which, when left unchecked, essentially locks your testosterone away from your body's cells, making it biologically unavailable even if it's technically present. Higher magnesium levels mean less testosterone trapped and more actually working in your body. Emotionally, this matters because many men taking testosterone tests get told their levels are normal, but a meaningful portion of that testosterone may be bound and unusable. Magnesium helps free it. Practically, supplement with magnesium glycinate, not magnesium oxide, which is poorly absorbed. Start with 200 to 400 milligrams dissolved in warm water about 30 minutes before bed. The glycinate form is gentle on the stomach, crosses into the brain effectively, and supports both sleep depth and hormone availability. Many of my patients notice deeper sleep within the first week. Secret number 6, the 90-minute rule that your body is already asking you to follow. Here's something your body has been trying to tell you, even if you haven't been listening. Human sleep runs in cycles of approximately 90 minutes each. Within each cycle, your brain moves through lighter and deeper stages, and it's during the deepest stages of those cycles that your hormones do their most important work. Interrupting a cycle, waking up mid-cycle, having fragmented sleep, is like stopping a washing machine mid-cycle. The load doesn't get clean, the hormones don't get made. For men over 50, two things tend to interrupt these cycles most: nocturia, the need to urinate during the night, and inconsistent sleep and wake times that misalign the body's cycle rhythm with real-world clock time. The emotional reality is that chronic cycle interruption creates a cumulative deficit. You can sleep 8 hours and still wake up exhausted and hormonally depleted if those hours are fragmented. This is one of the most misunderstood experiences men in my clinic describe. They think they're sleeping enough, they're just not sleeping continuously enough. Practically, first, structure your sleep in multiples of 90 minutes where possible. 7.5 hours is often more restorative than 8 hours, which may cut a cycle short. Second, wake at the same time every morning, weekends included. This anchors your body clock and gradually aligns your cycles with your schedule. Third, if nocturia is breaking your sleep, speak to your urologist. This is often addressable, and doing so is one of the highest leverage interventions available to men over 50. I want to share something real with you. One of my patients, let's call him David, 67 years old, came to see me about a year and a half ago. He sat down and said exactly this. Dr. Mariana, I feel like I'm running on empty. I wake up tired no matter how many hours I sleep, and honestly, I don't feel like myself anymore. My wife is worried about me. I'm worried about me. He was a proud man, a retired engineer, and he was quietly losing hope. When I looked at the full picture, his testosterone wasn't catastrophically low, it was borderline. But his sleep? It was a mess. Light sleep, frequent waking, no structure. We made 2 specific changes: magnesium glycinate before bed, a bedroom temperature drop, and a consistent wake time. No surgery, no prescriptions. 6 weeks later, he told me he hadn't felt that way since his 50s. He said, I feel like someone turned the lights back on. That's why I do this work. Because men like David, men like you, deserve to know that the body's ability to change doesn't expire at 67. Now, I know some of you are sitting there thinking, Dr. Mariana, this all sounds promising, but I'm 65, maybe 70, maybe I've left it too late. I want to speak directly to that thought. You haven't. I've seen men in their late 70s, men who had completely given up on feeling vital, rediscover energy, clarity, and bedroom confidence once they had the right information and applied it consistently. The body's capacity to respond doesn't switch off at 60 or 70. It shifts. It asks for a different kind of attention, more intentional, more precise, but it is absolutely still listening. This isn't about chasing your 30-year-old self. That man is gone, and honestly, you don't need him. What you need, and what you absolutely can have, is the version of you that wakes up with energy, who thinks clearly, who shows up with presence and confidence for the people he loves, who doesn't feel like he's just getting through the day, but actually living it. Your body hasn't given up. It's waiting for the right signal. And your dignity, your right to feel well and vital at this stage of life, is not something you have to negotiate with age. That man is still in there. He just needs the right tools, and you're already holding them. So let's bring everything together into your personal action plan. Sleep and testosterone don't have to be complicated. Here's what I want you to do. First, protect your first 4 hours of sleep. Get to bed by 10:30 p.m. whenever possible. This is when your testosterone factory runs, and it needs an uninterrupted shift. Second, drop your bedroom temperature to between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. This is one of the highest leverage changes you can make, and it costs nothing. Third, eliminate bright light and screen use 60 minutes before bed, and get 10 minutes of outdoor morning light within 30 minutes of waking. Anchor your circadian clock. Your hormones will follow. Fourth, if you drink alcohol, move it earlier and finish at least 3 hours before bed. Protect the sleep window your hormones depend on. Fifth, start magnesium glycinate, 200 to 400 milligrams in warm water 30 minutes before bed. This is one of the most evidence-backed, lowest-risk interventions available for sleep and testosterone support in men over 50. Sixth, set a consistent wake time, same time every day, weekends included. And if nighttime urination is fragmenting your sleep, make an appointment with your urologist. That problem is often more solvable than men realize. Here's your challenge. Commit to these 6 habits for the next 30 days. Not perfectly, just consistently. Pay attention to how you feel at the end of that month. Your energy in the morning, your clarity during the day, your confidence, your drive. That's all I'm asking. 30 days, one intentional shift at a time. And I genuinely believe what you'll notice will make you want to keep going. Gentlemen, aging does not mean disappearing. It means being more intentional. Every small step you take in how you sleep, how you protect your hormones, how you care for yourself, those steps add up to a life lived on your terms. If this video helped you today, give it a like. It takes 1 second and it helps this message reach the men who need it most. Subscribe to the channel. I post new practical men's health strategies every week, and I never want you to miss one. And tell me in the comments, which of these 6 secrets are you going to try first tonight? I read every single comment. This community means everything to me. I'm Dr. Mariana. Aging is not the end of vitality. It's an invitation to live smarter. I'll see you in the next one.